Ghost. Start recording. Visual and voice. This is Caleb. I've been off the grid for almost a year. I have never been fully straight with my story and how I came to be who I am now. And I thought I'd put the record straight. There's been so many different versions of it. Sometimes it's kind of tough to figure out which one's which. Okay. First of all, I was a warlock. I was a damn good warlock. I was a good warlock. I was one of the best. One of Ikora's top agents. Me and my brother Levi were supposed to look after two teams, A and B. I was commander of B, he was commander of A. We got separated and my team was killed. I was severely damaged in the core of Oryx. My ghost somehow pulled me out and took me to the tower. But that mission wasn't supposed to be the way it was. That mission was supposed to be for hunters. It was supposed to be a stealth operation, and frankly, what we did was not stealth. We went in loud. We didn't care what was going on. We were too cocky. We were too young. Zavala knew he was sending people in. It was supposed to be for hunters, but if he wanted to go loud and proud, he should have sent Titans. He sent one Titan. My brother. He should not have sent me. I wasn't ready for that type of mission. I was good. I was one of the best, but I was not ready to go up against Oryx. I had trouble going up against Crota. I should not have been aimed at Oryx. I was not ready. But as naive as I was, I followed orders. I left my wife, my child. We're not supposed to know our past lives, yet my two brothers were the exception. I was the odd one out. They were Titans. I was a warlock, but still, I should not have been there. Kenneki, I had to pull the trigger on my own brother. No one should have to do that. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Well, we went in there. We started doing our job. We were there to collect some form of artifact to use against Oryx, but the intel was wrong. There was no artifact. The artifact wasn't there. Wherever they got that intel, it was wrong. We were set up. But how my ghost got me out, I don't know. I'm thankful for my ghost. Somehow, my ghost got me out. Over time of when I was healing, I was in hospital, or the medic bay, or wherever the fuck they placed me, for months healing. But I had lost all my abilities, everything. I had two choices: become a hunter, work with Cayde, or be a Titan. I weren't gonna be bossed around by Zavala at all. I don't care if he did give me a new face, but it's still fake. So I chose being a hunter. I'm more stealthy anyway. I prefer being careful. No, I say that. I'm a lot more uncareful now because if I lose an arm or a leg, it just can be replaced. Anyway, I was a very experimental program. I was chosen for it. I became a hunter. At this point, I didn't know anything about the bad intel. But so I became a hunter. I started doing some odd jobs for Cayde. And frankly, they were fun. They were alright. I was easing back into it. And I was easing back into it. And slowly but surely, I started coming across information I shouldn't have been looking at. About the botched job to do with the Dreadnought. There was no code name, nothing. It was... I don't even think it was filed correctly because I found it. The intel came from some source called the Drifter. Not sure who that is. If I ever get my fucking hands on him, I'm gonna kill him. But I found that and I went rogue. Oh, well, I almost went rogue. I was extremely pissed with Zavala. Not kidding. I wouldn't talk to him. And because of what I found out, I was being investigated for treason. Of all things. They put me in a situation and I almost lost my life. Yes, my ghost could have probably rezzed me, but where we was, I would have doubted I would have came back the same person. Zavala knew or had the idea it was dodgy information. And yet he didn't care. So that's pretty much it. I was being investigated for treason, for looking at a report about me, about my team, about my brother and his team. He got away with a few scratches, a few bruises, but his team didn't survive. My team didn't survive, and I barely survived. So I started going off the grid. That's when I was assigned a handler, Devon. Yes, you've got all of this on visual record, but I'm just putting it in this situation so you know what I've been up to. This one has been sent directly to the council. The rest are for my own purpose, but the rest, this one in particular, is going to the council. I want Zavala taken off the Vanguard for that botched job, because he didn't get any disciplinary action. I lost my wife, my son. One day, I may be able to talk to them. But at the moment, I'm not even part of the Vanguard. I'm not even a Guardian. I have my ghost. My ghost understands. Frankly, my ghost is the only one that understands. It has been 15 years since I left. 15 years since I left the Vanguard. It's been 18, maybe 19 years since that mission. And it's been 18 or 19 years since I've seen my child. My wife. I don't mention her because I'm an exile. Under this fake flesh, I am an exile. I'm always going to be an exile. They can give me a new face, they can make me look awesome. But I'm always gonna be an exile. But yeah, I was sent a handler. Devon. Good kid. Fresh off the fucking training. But he was a good kid. I should not have done what I did. I haven't actually heard from Devon since the last time we spoke. That's on visual record as well. So if anybody wants to go back and have a read to see what I read or watch what I did to him. But anyway. Yeah. Devon decided to join me after I explained what the hell Zavala did to me. In not so many words and not exactly the full truth.
Looks like another Warsat broke orbit. Look out.
I honestly, if I ever saw Zavala, I would probably kill him. I stay away from that section of the tower if I go, but I mainly go to the roof.
Establish a link. This thing's in bad shape.
But Devon joined me, and I eventually turned him into one of Siva's goons because I had found a bit of technology from a wanderer of some sort. and I decided to use it. It turns out it was an infected portion of Siva. Slowly over time, I became infected. Started hearing voices. Eventually, I found a cure. I'm still stuck with Siva. It's infected my systems. I'm not flesh and blood. It's just taken over. It just took over a bunch of my systems. But I did a system purge. Did a system purge, cleaned up, used the cure, purged the infected Siva, and the good and the pure, untainted portion of Siva.
50% locked down. Keep fighting.
I started talking to. Made me this pulse rifle, which I'll be passing down to my son.
The impact really had an impact. Need to focus to get all we can.
Sorry about that. I ended up drifting into the Plague Lands more and more. After I cured myself, I stayed in the Plague Lands. I stayed away. And I went off the grid. And for the last couple of years...
Almost got it.
After the last couple of years... I have pretty much just been quiet.
Set secure. All available data mapped and stored.
I've just pretty much been staying off the grid. The reason why I'm coming back on the grid now is because I want my wife. I want my son. So, Cade, I'm entrusting this tape to you. Okay? I know you're friends with Zavala, but please get this to the right authority. You didn't know it was a botched job. To be honest, I don't know if even he knew it was a botched job, but it needs looking at. We lost 14 good Guardians that day. It needs looking at. Please. Get it to the right people. Get it investigated. Find out exactly what's going on. Ghost. Ends transmission. And end recording.